is June 16th, 2025, and this is City Commission. Could we have the roll call, please?
Smith.
Here.
Luke.
Here.
Craig.
Here.
Harvey.
Here.
Mayor Robish.
Present. Please join me for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Moving on to the agenda approval, I would entertain a motion for the agenda approval.
Move to approve the agenda.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Luke.
Aye.
Craig.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. Moving on to public forum. Public forum is limited to a maximum of 3 minutes per person. Please state your name and address for the record. And anyone in the audience here for public forum? If not, anybody on the commission have anything? All right. Moving on to consent agenda. Matters appearing on the consent agenda are expected to be non-controversial and will be acted upon by the commission at one time without discussion, unless a member of the commission requests an opportunity to address any given item. Items removed from the consent agenda will be discussed at the beginning of the formal items. 4.1 is minutes of June 9, 2025. 4.2 is raffle lottery permit submitted by Windriders Abate to be held at Red Arrow Bar on August 16th. Fundraiser for Toy Run and the Sturgis T-shirt raffle and gun certificate raffle and poker. 4.3, parade permit submitted by Windriders Abate starts at the Red Arrow Bar on August 16th, 2025. Block 3rd Street southeast between Kansas Avenue and Dakota Avenue with a police escort at noon. And 4.4 personnel items. Number 1, accept the recommendation to grant full-time status to Yeti Navarez, Airport Operation Maintenance Technician, upon his completion of 1,040-hour probationary period. Number 2, accept the recommendation to grant full-time status to Shannon Bintliff, Human Resource Generalist, upon completion of her 1,040-hour probationary period. Number 3, post and advertise for a park maintenance 1 position in the Parks and Rec office. Number 4, accept the part-time employment of Alexander Ruggiero as a volunteer firefighter effective June 17th, 2025 with a 6-month probationary period. And number 5, seasonal hiring for Splash Central. And 4.5 on the consent agenda is payment of the bills.
Motion to approve. Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Luke.
Aye.
Craig.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. Moving on to number 5, bid quote items. Number 5.1, consider construction change order number 1 from Asphalt Paving and Materials Company for street milling and overlay for bid number 2025-02 in the amount of $362,618.33, and authorize the mayor to sign. We have with us Assistant Engineer Dennis Bennett tonight.
Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners. Most of this change order was because we had, the bid came in so low, we added projects to the bid, and that's what all this change order is for, actually, so recommend approval.
Move to approve the change order. Second.
Any questions, or how much did you add there, Dennis, about, blocks, area, whatever?
We added 18th Street from Montana to Lincoln, Arizona, 15th to 18th. Then we had some added Kansas Northeast, which is not done yet. And then this includes Gardens and 403rd Avenue also.
Oh,
4th Street, southeast.
okay.
On behalf of all the commissioners, glad 18th Street is done.
I was gonna say the same thing, Rich.
Yeah, and it has been put on the back burner because it's concrete, and we have a water main that's AC pipe under there that needs replaced at some time. But they PVC pipe went down to farther out before we're gonna hit it now, so.
Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. Moving on to 5.2, consider payment request number 1 from Asphalt Paving and Materials Company for street milling and overlay bid number 2025-02 in the amount of $1,160,980.12. I'm assuming
you.
this is for the whole thing?
This is for the spring paving. This does not include Fourth Street. But this is the spring paving,
Oh, fourth,
part
okay.
of our Fourth Street southeast.
Sure.
So recommend approval.
I'll make a motion to approve 5.2.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. 5.3, thank you, Dennis. 5.3, consider payment request number 1 from Amusement Restoration Companies LLC for Splash Central water features and green water slide restoration. Bid number 2025-03 in the amount of $34,250. Commissioner Bragg, you want to speak on this, or we have Chad Schroeder with us tonight?
Any of the above.
This is just
Oh. Sorry, Dennis.
you go ahead, Dennis.
That's okay. Go ahead, Chad.
That's you.
No, you're on your way up, buddy.
Okay.
Come on.
This is the payment request for the down payment for the, Master Blaster and the play features. The Splash Central project will happen in the middle of August, after the water park closes for the season. So,
Okay,
Just a note that when we first talked about this, we were originally maybe thinking of doing it before the season, but very quickly realized that we had to do it after.
okay. Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
I didn't mean to take your splash away, Dennis, but
Yeah.
No problem here.
roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. Moving on to departmental items, consider request for the city employees to install a book return at the Woolsey Wessington School. We had a request from the school there, from the superintendent, and I'm gonna have Angela Bailey come up and explain this a little bit, and I know her and Commissioner Clute have been talking about this, so.
So the library has a parcel locker and a book return that we'd like to install at Woolsey Wessington. They asked that we install it because they have a lot of summer projects going on and their maintenance crew won't have the time, and they appreciate it if we do it. This will allow, the parcel locker has 16 mailboxes, so we'll have, keys that will check out like you would for a mailbox. And then if people from that area aren't able to get to Huron, we would deliver the books there and they can pick them up from there. And then they'll also have a return slot for anyone in the community that to return books. So it would cover the Woolsey Wessington area. And, the library doesn't have the tools to drill holes into the sidewalk. So if the city could help me, that would be great. So there's four bolts for the mailbox and 2 bolts for the book return.
Okay. I'm assuming, oh, go ahead, we'll ask for a vote, or
I'll make a motion to
Motion.
approve.
I'll second.
okay, is there any discussion or questions for Angela? Go ahead, Brian.
Maybe just for clarity.
Yep.
So these lockers will be used for library books from our library?
Yes, we'll
Is that
deliver
how-
them and put them, so they'll get a key. It's just like a parcel locker for like an apartment building. I actually got the mailboxes on government surplus, so instead
So
of.
somebody would call in and say, hey, give me this, or I'd like this book, and then,
Yep, they can pre-reserve up to 5 books, cause that's how many they'll hold, and if they have more than that, there's 2 parcel lockers at the bottom that they'll get a key and they'll have to open it.
and do we normally make runs over there, or
No,
somebody from
this
staff?
would be brand
or-
new. Right now, we do home delivery in town. We do not deliver to Woolsey. We'd like to start at the senior center. We haven't got it all worked out yet, but, People's Transit goes there every day for Meals on Wheels, and so they offered us to do that. And so this would be for people who can't meet us at noon for the delivery there, so we could just deliver, and then they'd have time to go whenever to open it with a key.
So Meals on Wheels, or no, People's
People's
Transit
Transit
will,
delivers there every day. So if we're planning on doing twice a month, if we would need to go more than that, cause there's a need for it, line up volunteers to empty the drop box and deliver there. I have a second one we'd like to put in Iroquois, but I don't have a location for it yet, so.
Good idea.
So the,
I will just add that it's another one of those community partnerships that People's Transit is really on board with and more than willing to be the transportation piece of that since they go every day anyway.
And we have quite a few, Woolsey residents that use our library because they don't have one.
Can I just ask a quick question? Is the school, then do we have an agreement with the school, like they're taking the liability for the parcel, or how does that work?
They have a location, the location's right in or right in line of a security camera, so they can see it if anything would get damaged.
But we would own it or they would
Would
own
be our
it?
We own
liability
it,
though?
yes.
We own it.
Yeah.
and then just to, before we get back to that,
Yeah.
so it would not be a city vehicle or city staff making these drop-offs, People's Transit would do that?
Well, it would be
on
for
a-
this originally. If there's more of a need that we have to go more than twice a month, then we would line up volunteers. We would like to, originally what came up first was that we deliver through the senior center. But because the school and the kids at the school can't always get books when they deliver at noon, this would be in addition to that. So they're two separate things for delivery. So, right now, we're gonna start with the lockers.
So what vehicle are we gonna drive back and forth to Woolsey?
Right now, we'll be driving the car the library has, except for unless it's bad weather,
Okay.
so.
Is there a way to, because we have transit going over there, is there a way in the future where People's Transit would actually stock those, or is this always gonna have to be?
I don't know that.
We haven't reached that point yet.
The reason we're not putting the locker at the senior center is because their parking lot is dirt, and we needed it to be on cement. So the nice thing about the school is that they scoop their parking lot, and so no matter the year, we could be able to have it on the sidewalk.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the cost of mileage and paying somebody to sit in the car to go over there, you know, if we could avoid that piece of it, that would be
Right.
nice.
We could have discussions on that. I know, there are residents in Huron who teach in Woolsey and go back and forth every day. We transmitted the backpack supplemental food items once a week over to Woolsey, so I think we could work out something in that area.
And then getting back to Pauline's question, we probably should have some sort of a written agreement, and I
With
don't
the school
know.
district that allows us to put that on their property.
Okay.
Cause there's not a whole lot of liability to assume, but
No.
just the actual cost of the box itself, if it were to get damaged and need to be replaced. So I don't think we necessarily need them to accept liability, but we need them to
Right.
authorize us to put our equipment on their property officially.
I got the boxes on surplus, so I spent just like $360 on two, and originally to replace a brand new one would be like $2,200. So we have to figure that out. But
Yeah, that would be okay, but we maybe talk with, Woolsey School about
Okay.
an agreement that says we can put our property, our piece of equipment on their property.
Okay.
The
Is that
attorney
something
will want
that you
too.
want, like, the attorney to look at for official documentation, or?
Yeah, we need to
Probably
put one
should,
together,
yes.
but their attorney may do it as well, so we can maybe ask
Okay.
them if they could
Yeah.
ask their attorney.
Okay.
Cause from a liability and insurance, I mean, the actual box itself, if that gets run into by a vehicle or something, the
They're gonna put it, I don't know if you know what this looks like, it's gonna go behind that statue,
sure, so,
to the
yeah,
left of the gym.
Yeah,
from that standpoint, I mean, that, the
not the
The
issue.
deductible, you know, would probably be more than the box, but would be if someone's vehicle hit it and there's a $2,000 repair to a vehicle because they
Okay.
said that they hit it, that's where the liability piece might
Okay.
come in. So it's just something, they're probably not gonna want us to put it on their property unless basically, if they allow us to put it there, they probably are gonna have to accept some of that type of liability, cause it's gonna be placed on their property.
Okay.
Not to complicate it.
Can work together
Yeah.
on that and,
Okay.
figure out who their city attorney is.
I don't know that.
I think I do, but I'm
I
not sure.
think you do too. but-
Yeah,
I think it's great, and we're not trying to make it overly
yeah, I'm not trying to.
difficult, but it is a good point.
No,
to
it's a
bring up.
good communication, good,
Well, and the reason
thing
we're
to
also
me.
putting it at the school is because if you put it on the city sidewalk, then we'd have to do it, that'd be a whole different thing too.
So-
The third option is we were gonna maybe contact the gas station and see if they wanted to put it out there. Just someplace that has a parking lot that they scoop.
Yeah,
I think the school's the best option, but wouldn't we
Yes.
check with the school, the Woolsey school attorney?
Yes.
Versus
Yes.
the city attorney?
Okay.
Probably,
That's my thought.
we all know who that is.
it's a good program. It'd be a great program to get set up together,
We can work on that.
as long as it works, for everybody. Good. Okay, well, we have a motion and a second, and we have explanation. Are we ready to roll call vote?
Smith,
Aye.
Claude,
Aye.
Bragg,
Aye.
Harvey,
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. Thank you, Angela. All right, moving on to 8.2, consider transfer of land lease agreement from the ComNet Cellular doing business as Verizon Wireless to the Towers LLC, and authorize the mayor to sign notice of commencement date of initial term and payment direction form. So this is go ahead, Chad, come on up. I called you before and you weren't ready, but it's the tower, yeah, Dennis, you wanna do it? It's the the tower out there by the plains. Go ahead.
Correct, the Memorial Park, yeah, this is all the paperwork to get that project going, our cell phone tower, our Verizon cell phone tower is what we always referenced it as. The Towers LLC is the successor by assignment from ComNet Cellular, so they've taken on that agreement. And I'm asking approval for the mayor approval for that, and asking for the mayor to be able to sign that notice of commencement date, which is July 1st, which means that they actually have equipment on site right now to get started on that project. And they have 90 days to get us our first payment after July 1st. So good news, the project is rolling.
Okay,
Move to approve.
Second?
any questions or concerns for Commissioner Smith?
Thank you, Mayor. How did you mitigate that land deal then with the grant?
We have not heard anything yet. Because of the changeover with the LWCF at the game fishing parks at the state level, we have not heard anything with that yet. So, I
Still
can't
nothing
answer
there.
that quite yet.
We don't know for sure
Yeah.
whether it's gonna be needed or not. If it is, we'll pay that fee to do the land study. Rhonda, are you familiar with this?
Sort of, but
Out by
Yeah.
the Memorial Baseball in an area that already has some light poles and stuff, that's kinda why we chose that area. There will be, but it'll be a tall tower, it'll definitely get people's attention. But then the city will receive a payment for that.
Okay, any questions, any other questions, concerns? Roll call vote, please.
Smith,
Aye.
Claude,
aye.
Bragg,
Aye.
Harvey,
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye, thank you, Chad.
Thank you.
8.3, solid waste holiday closure for Juneteenth. Commissioner Clute, do you have that?
I do. The Solid Waste Department rubble site will be closed Thursday, June 19th, in observance of Juneteenth. Thursday's garbage, recycling, and grass collection will be done on Wednesday, June 18th. Please remember to have your containers out the night before, as trucks will not be rerouted.
Thank you. And 8.4 is a little bit the same. The city offices will be closed for Juneteenth holiday, and we will take payment Wednesdays and Fridays, but not Thursday, so. We are going to I would entertain a motion to go into executive session for contractual SDCL 1-25-2